Hello. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to First Take
Stephen
by
A.
Molly Karen Rose.
Stephen
is
A,
having.
I'm here.
Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. They were saying you was having. Hold on, Molly. They were saying you were having technical issues. I was about to take over for you, Molly. I was about to take over, Max.
We know,
I was about to take over again.
We know what that's all about.
Yeah,
Listen. No, wait. I gotta say something to Stephen A. Because Stephen A, you can't be the center and the point guard. I'm here, but I heard you talking a lot of trash the end to get up. You were coming after people.
Well, all I'm saying is this. I mean, Dan Orlovsky shooting over your 4-foot kid is entirely different than playing games against some people. I said that I wasn't going to disrespect anybody that played in the NBA, the Jay Williams, the Jalen Roses of the world, others. I'm not going to knock them. I can't beat them. I know better than that. But don't tell me Dan Orlovsky's going to beat me. Don't tell me Swagoo is going to run around the court against me. He might catch a heart attack. I got to look out for the brother. And in terms of Mr. Rose,
Swagoo played Division I, brother.
Listen. I didn't talk about 20 years ago, Max. I had an afro back then. Here's the deal. No disrespect.
You have to go over 30 years ago for you.
Max. I love. That's right. Oh, actually, almost 40. But here's the deal. I love Jalen Rose. I love him, and you know that. That's my brother. But I must admit, I had to get on the Peloton and the treadmill to get rid of that midsection a little bit. I think Jalen Rose needs
relax. He's only got to worry about one person, and that person is not complaining. So he's all good. Jay Will, Max Kellerman, always good to see you guys. I love essays coming out, guns a-blazing. Let's get it, gentlemen. Stephen A. is not the only one that's spoken. LeBron James also spoke to the media directly for the first time since the suspension of the NBA season due to the coronavirus pandemic on a video conference call. His Lakers had the best record in the West prior to the season coming to a halt. Here's King James.
Going to have any closure. An opportunity to finish this season. I will have some satisfaction, like I said, on just being with my brothers, being with my guys, thinking about some of the road trips that we had, thinking about some of the games that we lost, some of the games that we won, some of the games that we overcame, and then that everything that we've been going through this season, just the ups and downs, not only on the floor, but off the floor.
Mr. Smith, I am starting with you, my friend. If no more games are played, was LeBron's season still deemed a success?
No, not to me, but it's not because of him. I'm just sad because to be 35 years of age in his 17th season, playing the way that he has played, you got to tip your cap to him. It's just sensational. The flip side to it, however, is that, again, there's no closure. There's no closure. LeBron James, as I've said on many, many occasions, graduated a long time ago. We take for granted, and maybe we should, his success from October to April. It is a foregone conclusion. He's going to average 27 a game. He's going to be one of the top 3 players, if not the best player on the planet, et cetera, et cetera. He has graduated to a point where you almost virtually ignore what he's doing during the regular season, and he's measured by what transpires in the postseason. And with Kawhi Leonard right there in L.A., with Russell Westbrook and Harden in Houston, with the Greek Freak in the Eastern Conference in Milwaukee, but there's no closure. Without closure, all we're able to look at LeBron and say is, he's the same old LeBron. Same old day, same thing, different day. Bottom line is he's still great. He's doing what he's doing. But without closure, we can't fully appreciate the greatness that we were witnessing from him throughout this season. And that is why I say that the season wouldn't be a success, because when it comes to LeBron, one way or another, closure is what ultimately defines him, because everything in between, you can pretty much presume is going to transpire. And you ultimately dismiss it. You take it for granted, dismiss it, or whatever. That's the situation. He's measured by the closing results. And without a closing result, we're just not going to appreciate what we saw.
Look, obviously, it's not the ultimate success that a championship would be, And for the Lakers, by the way, and I did afternoon drive in LA. I was there for almost 6 years on the radio. For LA, for the Lakers in particular, a season that you don't win a championship is not considered a success. You have to win the championship. So especially LeBron now, it's his second season there. Ultimately, that would be true. Were he to have had an injury, was the season a success? No, you can't say it because other teams will go on to win the championship. Some other team would. But the fact that no one is playing, if the season were not able to be finished, was this season a success for LeBron? Of course, we're talking about relatively at this point. But yes, you'd have to say yes. You're right, Stephen A. Usually, for LeBron, almost always, it's about what you do in the playoffs. Last year, he didn't make the playoffs. He got hurt, didn't make the playoffs. This would be an exception because there are no playoffs. And because unlike recent seasons, I would say starting with his last year in Miami through this year, he's taken his foot off the accelerator in the regular season. Because as you said, he knows he's being judged on the playoffs. He's a wise man. He's a wise player. That's why he's enjoyed this kind of longevity. One of the reasons he's learned how to pace himself, play high IQ basketball, and then match that with high effort basketball for him in the playoffs. That's true. But this year, my criticism of him was he put the pedal to the metal basically the whole season since the beginning. And you should make plans, longer range plans. I thought Kawhi was smart, load management. LeBron, what are you doing? You're going to be gassed for the playoffs. Look, the flip side of that is if you take you're not guaranteed tomorrow philosophy, you'll do your best today, which is basically what LeBron did all year. So he doesn't get credit taken away from him, which is what that would be by saying his season wasn't a success. He played outstanding ball, like even by his standards, from wire to wire, however you want to measure those wires. And he beat Giannis and Kawhi in back-to-back games toward the end of what might be the end of the regular season, which also kind of puts a stamp on it. It's not like, Kawhi kept getting him. He couldn't beat the Bucks. He has the second best record in basketball, the best overall in the Western Conference. He got the wins against the Bucks and Kawhi, the Clippers against the Bucks and Giannis, the Clippers, Kawhi. He did that toward the end of the season. He did this with a crew, Stephen A. Anthony Davis, a 55-game-a-year player, really. Even last year, 56 games. LeBron's coming off catastrophic injury. The rest, there's no other all-stars on the crew. It's a great and successful season for him so far. And if so far is all we got, that's a successful season.
Stephen A. Smith, I agree with you. Max, I disagree with you. There are two ways to look at this. One is a rational perspective, which I can understand as a fan. You would have a rational perspective on this. When you think about it, Max, you're looking at, hey, this is his first year with a new team, first year new coach, first year with the duo system with him and Anthony Davis. He, led the league in assists. They're top of the Western Conference. That's a rational way to look at it. I think LeBron can look at it that way 10 years from now when he can put the game into perspective. But as an athlete, I never look at things rationally, Max. I'm irrational. That's what makes me great, right? I think I could do things that the normal person thinks I could never do. That's what is my dare to greatness. Now, we compare him to Michael Jordan as far as mindset. I know LeBron James is incredibly competitive. So when you look at this season as a whole, and Stephen A. Smith said it, year 17, 35 years old. Like, I remember my losses way more than I remember my championships. So I'm going to look back at this season as a competitive athlete and be like, we missed this one. We missed this one. We had this one. So yes, can I say this season maybe surpassed my expectations? Yeah. Can I say this season was maybe satisfactory because of these things that we were able to accomplish? Yeah. But ultimately, as a competitive athlete, I measure my success based upon winning the championship. Man, my first and my third year of college, we lost to the team that won the chip. And we won 30-plus games. We won the ACC. I got player of the year one of those years. Yeah, those are okay seasons. But those seasons weren't as successful as me winning a national championship. So I think LeBron James, respectively, looking at this saying, it was a good season. Yeah, we accomplished a lot of things, maybe more than what I expected to accomplish in our first year together. But I can't say it was a success because the success is me winning my fourth world championship.
So no one could have a
at the age
successful
of
season.
35 and especially at the 35 years of age in your 17th season, you're going to look at him. You got to remember, we talk about LeBron in the offseason. We talk about him during the season, and we absolutely positively expect what we've seen. He's got a career average of 27, 7, and 7 on 50% shooting in 17 years. This year, he was averaging 25, 10, and 7, okay? You look at numbers.